Good morning, my dear students. Today I am going to continue the explanation of elementary school classroom in Aslam. So, here we will do revision of lesson plan number 3 or 2, 3 and 4. In 2 or 3 classes I had completed that. So, it is lesson plan number 3 and so in this poem I have tried to explain even in the explanation that this poem contains 4 stanzas and all the 4 stanzas uh, discusses about the condition of the children, school, who is responsible for their condition, okay, and who can improve their condition. So, stanza number first discuss the condition of the children, stanza number second discuss the condition of the school, stanza number third discusses the people who are responsible for the condition of the bad condition of the school and the children of slum area, and the fourth stanza discusses who can improve the condition of the children and the school. So, these are the 4 stanzas, okay. One by one, once again I am repeating. First stanza, condition of the children. Second stanza, condition of the school, that is pathetic, okay, and miserable condition of school and children. And then third stanza, who is responsible for the condition of school and children. And fourth stanza discuss who can improve the condition of the school and children. So, these are the 4 stanzas, and all 4 stanzas discuss all 4 stanzas in free verse, means having no rhyming scheme. The poem is okay in very conversational style and it does not have any rhyming scheme. Some of the literary devices the narrator has used in this poem, and I have given the list of literary devices. The main literary devices that have been used there: simile, metaphor, and alliteration and imagery. So, these are the 4 main literary devices have been used, okay, in the poem. The list I have given you, okay, at the bottom of this page. So, the tone of the poet is very much, uh, criticizing, and he is criticizing and blaming uh, the people of the society who are rich, who are royal, who are powerful, okay, who are economically balanced. The theme of the value of this poem is raised through the different references, that is social injustice and class inequalities. According to the introduction of Stephen Spender, the narrator has highlighted the theme of social injustice and class inequalities. And who had done this injustice in the society? It is the powerful people. It is the royal people. It is the economically very balanced people, that is rich people. So, actually this issue was raised in America because Stephen Spender was is a British writer, essayist, novelist, short story writer, but he is raising the issue of America, the children, the black and the white people. But in this poem, he does not mention the name of any country. So this shows that he was talking about the children of the whole, the slum children of the all country, okay, across the globe. That those who are poor, those who are living in slum area, they all have same condition, okay. They have they have been neglected by the rich people, they have been neglected by the governor, they have been neglected by the general, they have been neglected by the educationists, and they have been neglected by the noble people. They have not been taken care of, and because of that, their condition is completely pathetic condition. He also shows means and ways how can their condition be mended and improved. So I have already explained all these points. So basically today I am giving you the brief points and the NCERT main questions and some board based questions that have been asked in the exam. So you will read through this poem, okay, through the file, and try to grasp the idea of this poem. So the first things I have written here, I missed to write, that is social injustice and class inequalities, because it is given in your textbook. So you will read that from there. Okay, while reading the poem, you will just try to read the introduction of Stephen Spender. Okay, so value raised in the poem: sensitivity to the underprivileged, equity, equality, awareness, philosophy, philanthropy, optimism, determination, and change. These are the value according to the critic, according to the scholars, according to the teachers, but according to the narrator, it is social injustice and classic inequalities. So these are the value he raises, okay, in this in his poem. Now see background of the poem. It is already given in introduction, written in 1964, the best example of Spender's political voice. Now even in India, we just criticize, okay, and we just raise the voice of the poor, but actually it was not the voice of the poor, it is the voice of the economically balanced people, so that they could get donation money, okay, they can have the money and can use that money, donated money or donation money, for their own upliftment, okay, at the name of the poor people. Means all political campaign start with the improvement of poor people and ends with the same, but it was not the improvement of, okay, the poor, but to the royal people, okay, to the rich people. All election campaigns of all over the world, it is not India, it is general. So those who are poor, they are not given their rights, okay, they have been imposed only duty, okay, do this and live like this. So these are the condition. So express, point number second, express his ideological position on government, economics, and education. Actually in this poem he is talking about the importance of education, at the same time worthlessness of education, okay, when their condition is very much, you know, bad, pathetic, when a child is very much unhealthy and very much disease, affected with some diseases, so he should be given first, health care, and then he should be taught. So very ironically he is discussing about the situation of the classroom, situation of the children, okay, condition of the children. He is giving a set of diseases, okay, that are contagious diseases that had been transferred, okay, from their parents. So they are reciting their father's Nile diseases. Some of the technical words are there, and some of the, set of, okay, list of disease names are given there. The students in this classroom are underprivileged and malnourished. Means they are very unhealthy, okay, and they are completely underprivileged, having no facility at all. The capitalist government is supposed to supply equal opportunity for education, but the classroom in the slum offers little hope for change or progress. According to the narrator, means the government try to give the money, okay, but it does not reach to the poor people, okay, it does not reach to the slum children, it does not reach to the elementary school classroom, and if it is rich, it is badly used, okay, it has no worth, it has no importance in their life. A commentary about race issues in America, that I had already explained, education, and a socialist proclamation against capitalism and social injustice in general. So this point is not important, but I thought it is the uh, written by the British writer about the issue of American social injustice, but he does not name any country. So the poem, voices the, you know the concern of all the people of the world, all the slum children of the world in a general. The poet's tone changes from pensive to belligerent and frustrated to an appeal. Means he was very much unhappy, okay, very much uh, annoyed, very much pensive after looking at the condition of the children, and then he requests, then he became very angry, okay, when he's citing the name of William Shakespeare and some other people who have donated the pictures, who have donated the things, okay, to meet the demand of the school, but actually it was not used nicely. It has no worth, okay, in the life of the children, because they were, very uh, unhealthy and affected with so many diseases. So these are the poetic devices 4 5 I have given according to that point only, and the all the poetic devices I have explained, given the list at the bottom of this, you know uh, page. Last four lines visual imagery are there. The theme of the poem, this is very much important. The central theme of the poem deals with the paradox of teaching elementary school children in a slum. Spender very strongly believes that you cannot hope to provide education to children who are poor and hungry. This is the concern, okay. That's why he is first discussing about the poems begins with far, far from gusty waves, these children faces. The first line is there. So this shows that first he discuss about the condition of the children, and then he discusses about the condition of the school, and he is telling that if the children are affected by so many diseases, okay, so first is they should be, given proper health care, okay, they should be treated nicely, they should be given all the facility of, health, food and everything, and then they should given education. So everything is totally disarranged, okay, disarranged, and in chaotic stage, nobody is there to look after the children, okay, and look after the school. So this is extremely bad condition. Spender very strongly believes that you cannot hope to provide education to children who are poor and hungry. The sense of hopelessness and the lack of bright future symbolized by the words in a fog and foggy slum. See the future of the children, how they will become, okay, in their life, what will they become in their life, what they are going to achieve in their life. These all things have been explained, okay, ironically. That the paper swimming boy is reciting his father's Nile diseases, okay. So these are the these are the property, these are the wealth, these are the, hallmarks they are going to get, okay, in their future, in their life. So this is very ironical that in a form of wealth, in a form of wealth, in a form of, health, in a form of bank balance, they are getting nothing but the disease of their parents that has been transferred, okay, from their parents to the children. So this is very pathetic condition. Suggested that the very purpose of educating these children has been, defeated poverty, hunger, hopelessness, and the fact that they are cut off from the rest of the world since they are bound by their poverty is expressed in the words, okay, a narrow street. See the lifestyle when you'll see, read the stanza number second, so you will come to know that how the condition of the slum children, okay, and their living standard and their uh, the streets, the home, the place they are living, like catacombs, like a paper swimming boy who is living in just like tree room. So these all examples shows, okay, these all references shows that the condition of their living, the living condition of the children were very pathetic, okay, and very miserable. So these are the examples, these are the references. A narrow street sealed in with a lead sky and catacombs led to the poets believe that the only solution to break the town and let the children run free on gold sands and to let their tongues run naked into books, the white and green leaves. Actually, here the narrator is talking about the how can their condition be changed. He is first he is trying to just say that first they should be treated nicely. Okay, they should be given proper health care, and after that they should be set free, okay, in town, and they should be given proper or town or in uh, golden sand means limitless stage, limitless boundaryless place where they can just live, okay, openly, and they can have all the environmentals, okay, facility. So he's trying to say that they should not live in the catacombs or just like a tree room. They should be set free, okay, and make the town, live there, and they should be given proper education, just like the language of sun. The sun language refers to the global language, okay, who can speak and the people can understand their language, okay, and can improve their condition. Actually, the narrator wanted, okay, the narrator wished that these children should be taught a language so that they could express their feelings, so that they could, share their problems to the authority and government. The Congress government, that when it was formed, okay, the same purpose was also there. A.O. Hume was the founder of, that Congress party. I'm not political, okay, I'm not giving any political reference. I'm telling you this, that the British government uh, decided that Indians should make up group, okay, and that group should be taught English language. They should, that group of the group will have the knowledge of English language, so that they could share their problems, okay, to the British Empire, and that problems could be sorted out. Because if they don't have language, if they don't have expression, if they don't have to, they don't have how, they don't know how to share their problems, then how can their problem will be sorted out. So this is one of the concern, and its indication is, okay, towards English language. He wanted that these children should be taught English language. The sun is actually the symbol of universality, okay. So universal language is this. What Spender means is that it is only after the policy makers have addressed the problem of poverty and its attendant problems like malnourishment and inherited diseases that you can hope to provide an education that is empowering in the true sense. Actually, he's trying to say that first the children should be taken properly, given health facility, and then they should be given education. Important metaphors are used there. You will read this like Spender, used by Stephen Spender. Even I have given the list. So that metaphors, the list of metaphors that he has given in a set of metaphors there. So he is trying to compare the condition of the children, the condition of their houses, okay, with different metaphors, and these metaphors are the true examples, okay, and that is portraying and depicting the very pathetic condition of their lifestyle, okay, and their living standards. So just read the all the important points, okay, learn them, okay, and please join me on Microsoft live class for more detailed explanation. Thank you very much. All the best.